As everyone knows, no Fraggle is an island. That will be proved in Fraggle Rock, which is one of the programmes lined up for you in Children's ITV next this afternoon, here on Thames.
Young feeling skin, head to toe. I'm not the type for mud packs or weekends at the health farm. But I'm not the type to turn down young feeling skin either.
New Audiovisual conditioning bath bar with light Audiovisual moisturizers which work like young skin's fluids. Different from soap, it helps skin hold in moisture. What's more, there's new Ulay 2-in-1 shower and lotion. It combines a mild shower gel with a unique Ulay body lotion.
Young feeling skin? I've got it exactly where I want it. All over.
New Ulay bath bar and 2-in-1 shower and lotion.
How do you keep getting rid of stains like this, chocolate, without fading colours to this? A real problem with some traditional powders, but not with new Ariel Colour. It's got a unique Colour Plus system. The bleaching agents have been taken out and they've put in colour-safe stain digesters. To prove it, I was asked to try it. After just one wash, Ariel Colour got the chocolate out, unlike some other powders. The more it's cleaned, the more it fades. But with Ariel Colour, it's clean and still green, even after 20 washes. So to get your whole wash clean, don't change your colours, change your washing powder. We did, didn't we? Yeah! New Ariel Colour digests stains without bleaching out colours.
She's not. She is. That young woman at number 34. Look, William, she's having a great big bowl of Kellogg's cornflakes. 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I suppose she thinks it's modern.
Kellogg's cornflakes. Delicious flakes of corn drenched in ice-cold milk.
When does she do her ironing, for goodness sake? In the middle of the night? Wouldn't surprise me. Nothing would surprise me. William!
Kellogg's cornflakes. Surprisingly good at any time.
Hello, it's the police.
Hello, officer. Can I help?
I'm looking for the missing treasure. What's this?
That's my treasure. My new Fairy Excel.
Why is it a treasure?
Even milder than my old fairy.
What's milder?
Well, not just soft. It's softer. That's what milder means.
Your hands feel very milder.
Do they?
And there's a missing treasure.
You've got me red-handed, officer.
But you haven't got red hands, Mummy.
Now hands that do dishes can feel soft as your face with mild green fairy liquid.
Where's the ring? Here's the ring. Ring pop.
You can wear a ring around your finger. Ring pop.
I love the way a ring looks. I love the way my ring tastes. Ring pop.
It's a juicy jewel flavor. Ring
Will
pop.
you wear my ring? Ring pop.
Ring pop. It's a lollipop without a stick. A ring of flavor you can lick.
Ring Pops from the Wacky Workshop.
Ring pop.
Remember, every day's a cartoon day on CITV, the Big Fun Picture Show. Good afternoon and welcome to CITV. Later on this afternoon we've got a very, very powerful piece of drama coming up in Children's Ward, so don't miss that if you can be here. That would be great. We've got Mike and Angelo. They get a visit from a computer nasty called the Ancient Warrior. We've also got the Raggy Dolls. They're going to be taking a sightseeing tour of London, which is going to be run for them by their friend Ragamuffin. But we begin the afternoon with part 2 of the Fraggle Rocks. Remember from last week? Like that. You should know, when it comes to Sprocket, that dogs really don't like to change their bed once they're settled. They don't like to change their environment. But whilst we're talking about environments, I'm thinking of getting some Christmas decorations up in here. This is next.
Raggy dolls are happy just to be raggy dolls, dolls like you and me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the McRocking Foods. They shake. They rattle. They swim.
There's one starring in every Happy Meal, now appearing at McDonald's.
Colgate's clever new tube, unlike most bathrooms, is easy to keep clean. You won't go overboard with the toothpaste because it's ingeniously designed to suck back any excess into the tube. It keeps its shape and refuses to scrunch up like ordinary tubes. And, to cap it all, it stands up. The new Colgate tube. Stand up for less mess. No, not you.
For over 250 TV and audio gifts from as little as £25, look in your Argos catalogue. It's your guide to low prices.
Where's the ring? Here's the ring. Ring pop.
You can wear a ring around your finger. Ring pop.
I love the way a ring looks. I love the way my ring tastes. Ring pop.
It's a juicy jewel of flavor. Ring
Will
pop.
you wear my ring? Ring pop.
Ring pop. It's a lollipop without a stick. A ring of flavor you can lick.
Ring Pops from the Wacky Workshop.
Ring pop.
Look, your bowl of Rice Krispies is talking.
Yes, but what does it say?
It says, who's a pretty boy? Ah!
They say never let your mom cut your hair.
Nice haircut.
We say snap, crackle,
That's my name.
Not you, Pop. This Pop.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies are the talkative part of your nutritious breakfast.
Have you ever heard of a talking cereal?
What do your Rice Krispies say to you?
Mine has nothing more to say.
Hello.
He's everyone's favourite bear, and he's on CITV every Wednesday at 5 to 4. Look out for Rupert. Big problems for Rupert and Team Nutwood tomorrow. They find an egg and it hatches out into a very troublesome bird, a firebird actually, so things start to hot up, obviously. Later on this afternoon on CITV we've got Children's Ward and we've also got Mike and Angelo, but now it's time for the Raggy Dolls. I've been especially enjoying the last few because they've been showing themselves around London, which is a very interesting place. Here we go.
It's not much of a life when you're just a pretty face.
Just to be whoever you are is no disgrace. Don't be scared if you don't fit in. Look who's in the reject bin. It's the Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Dolls like you and me. Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Made him perfectly. So if you got a bump on your nose or lumps on your toes, do not despair. Be like the Raggy Dolls and say I just don't care. 'Cause Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls
are happy just to be Raggy Dolls, Raggy Dolls, dolls like you and me.
The Raggy Dolls were in London, staying with their good friend Ragamuffin, the travelling doll. Ragamuffin was living in the basement of an old derelict house near one of the main London railway stations. "Well, what do you think of London?" said Ragamuffin.
"Well, to be perfectly honest, we haven't seen very much of it yet," said Dotty. "And what we have seen has been very scary,"
added Lucy.
"Not to mention all this noise,"
said Princess. Just then, they heard the sound of fire engine bells and a police siren. "Oh, I know it's not perfect," said Ragamuffin, "but as you know, I never stay in one place for long."
"How do you manage not to be seen?"
asked Lucy.
"There are so many people about in London."
"Far too many, if you ask me,"
declared Sad Sack. "Ah, yes," chuckled Ragamuffin, "but they're all much too busy thinking about themselves to notice a little doll like me."
"But surely you still have to be extremely careful,"
said Princess. Ragamuffin shrugged. "I've always got my coat," he said. And to demonstrate, he flopped down onto the floor with his tattered coat on top. He looked just like a pile of old rags. Ragamuffin lifted his head. "See? If they don't take much notice of me, they certainly don't take any notice of a pile of rags."
said Dotty. "It seems to me that if we want to go sightseeing, we all ought to wear rag coats."
Ragamuffin shook his head. "No, honestly, our only real problem is transport. London is a very big place. It would take us all day to walk to just one of the famous places.
Oh dear,
said Princess.
It looks as if we shan't be seeing any of the sights after all.
Ah, said Ragamuffin. That depends on what you mean by sights. There's lots to see and do in London. In no time at all, the Raggy Dolls found themselves riding underneath a fruit barrow, being pushed along by a cheerful Cockney street trader, who kept shouting,
Lovely ripe bananas! Come and get your lovely ripe bananas! Lovely ripe bananas! Come and get your lovely ripe bananas!
Where's he taking us?
said Lucy, finding London very strange indeed. You'll see, said Ragamuffin. Don't worry, it'll be fun.
At least it's better than walking,
thought Sadsack. The barrow stopped at a street market in Old Covent Garden. Come with me, said Ragamuffin. He led the Raggy Dolls under a long line of market stalls, selling everything from T-shirts and comical baseball caps to books, old clocks, costume jewellery, and genuine antiques. At the end of the line of stalls was a large open space, and there a clown was entertaining the crowds. The Raggy Dolls watched as he juggled with oranges, apples, and bananas. The crowd cheered and applauded. So did the Raggy Dolls. He was very good. But then, an important-looking businessman with a briefcase walked right in front of him. The clown quickly picked up a small suitcase and followed him, copying his walk and manner perfectly. When the crowd laughed, the businessman turned round, but the clown immediately pretended to be looking for something in his little suitcase. The poor businessman hurried off, very embarrassed. The clown waved goodbye to him and took out a model car remote controller. He quickly spotted a pigeon walking along, and he followed it here and there, pretending to control it by radio. It was very funny indeed, and everyone laughed and applauded until the pigeon flew up and settled with its friends. Come on, said Ragamuffin. There's lots more to see. They left the clown juggling Indian clubs and wobbling about on a unicycle. Ragamuffin led the Raggy Dolls back under the market stalls until they were close to the pavement and a pair of policemen's boots.
Now what?
whispered Dotty. We wait, said Ragamuffin. Soon a pair of expensive inflatable trainers walked up to the policeman's boots, and a large rucksack was dumped down beside them.
Excuse me, please, said a foreign student. Can you tell me which way is the National Theatre?
Certainly, said the policeman. Take the first left, then the second right, the left again, all the way down, turn right across Waterloo Bridge, and it's on your right, just past the Hayward Gallery and the Museum of the Moving Image. Well worth a visit, if you ask me.
Thank you very much,
said the student, picking up his rucksack once again, along with his new passengers. Peeping out of the rucksack, the Raggy Dolls had their first real sight of Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament.
I wonder what they do in there, thought
Sadsack.
Gracious me,
whispered Lucy.
I'd no idea the River Thames was so wide.
As soon as they could, the Raggy Dolls climbed out of the student's rucksack, and Ragamuffin took them to a place where children practiced skateboarding. They hid behind a tree in a concrete tub and watched. The children were very good at it. They whizzed around, jumped and turned in midair, and did all kinds of tricks. It was brilliant. Back to Front was really impressed. Wow, I'd like to try that. As soon as I get home, I'm going to make myself a skateboard. Me too, said Hi-Fi.
Speaking of home, said Dotty, I rather think it's time we were going. I quite agree, said Princess. London is very exciting and all that, but it's so noisy, it's giving me a headache.
While the children whizzed about on their skateboards, the Raggy Dolls decided that they would stay the night with Ragamuffin and catch the first train home in the morning. On the way back to Ragamuffin's basement, the Raggy Dolls saw some more sights of London. Streets full of cars and buses, bumper to bumper, making the air all smelly. A cyclist was knocked off his bike by a taxi.
I didn't see him,
protested the driver to the ambulance man. "He come up on the inside." "Don't worry, he'll be all right." "Thanks to his helmet." And then there was the dust and litter. A whole newspaper blew along the pavement and knocked the raggy dolls over. At last they managed to hop onto a double-decker bus and hide under the stairs. It was dark by the time the raggy dolls got back to Ragamuffin's basement. He made them all a cup of cocoa.
Phew! What a day!
Exclaimed Dotty.
My feet are killing me.
It is very tiring being a tourist, agreed Ragamuffin. I'm worn out too.
It's been really good of you to show us around, said Lucy. And you mustn't think I'm ungrateful or anything, but I really can't wait to get home.
Me too,
said Sad Sack.
Even though the clown